session a little bit, kind of winging it a little, but just want to talk about, first we want to talk about a couple of things that we've observed, just with you guys and the group and everything from our perspective, and then share some things that we wish we had known when we were in your position, like even just things we could tell ourselves. So starting off with, and then we'll have a little bit of time to talk about, like, if you have any questions relating to the Push to Diamond, and also your feedback on how you thought the group went. So first, starting with like observations that we noticed as your coach, I think that what I noticed and was very happy with was that, like, even if the assignment wasn't, even if, like, making the Shakeology video, or the big assignment where everyone had to do like the 100 names, and then you were supposed to like invite them to something. I think, Sarah, you were the only one that like really made your own at that time. You made like the Zoom call and sent it to them.
Yeah.
What I really thought was cool and interesting was that even if it was like past that week, so like we already announced the winner or whatever, or everybody kind of seemed more confident doing those types of things. Like, I just noticed a lot more videos being posted on timelines on Facebook, pages, and people like my girls were like, okay, like they didn't make their own that week, but then, the week after or something, they're like, we need to do this. Like, what are we doing? Let's all get together. And we did it. And so it just really, I think, it seemed to have motivated everyone to like step it up as a leader in making videos and sharing and being more confident. I noticed a lot more confidence in all the coaches, even, not just my coaches, but all the coaches from week 1 through now. I feel like there's been a huge like difference in how confident you guys come off, even if you don't really feel differently. And I think tracking has helped. Like, I do notice when you are like having to have that accountability and posting the pictures of your tracker, I don't know if you guys feel that the same, but it really does make a difference in like, are you actually adding these people? Are you actually messaging these people every day? And so I did notice the difference there. And then Lisa, you were going to say something about consistency that you noticed.
Yeah, I just noticed with posts, because that's obviously all I can see, that a lot of you guys are being more consistent with your posts, posting on Facebook and inviting, and not just my coaches, but like all of you girls. I see a lot of inviting going on and all that kind of good stuff. So that's great. And then I know a couple of you have been doing really good with your trackers and keeping on top of messaging and all that kind of good stuff. So that's what I noticed. Christy, did you notice anything?
That's what I was going to say too, for sure, was consistency. And I also was going to say confidence before we had even talked about this. I feel like you guys are like blossoming, like just kind of coming out of your shell, and just being more, I hate the word vulnerable, but being more open and just kind of sharing those things that normally I think at the beginning of the challenge we were kind of scared to do, which I've realized is so key for people to be able to trust us is, we have to trust them first, that they're going to be okay with what we're saying and that they're not going to give us criticism. And if we do see criticism, to just take that and allow it to, fuel us to push harder. Because I think the first time we get a negative comment or someone, telling it, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing this? That's kind of when I tell myself, like, I have arrived finally, when you have that criticism or that, whatever, that first struggle that you have to push through, because we all have those struggles. And I think oftentimes we think that we've hit struggles, and so this probably isn't going to work out. But the coaches who really are successful, if we knew all the struggles that they had and all the things that they've overcome, we would realize that truly is part of the process.
Yeah, that's really good. Was there anything, I won't say negative, but like, I'm trying to think if there was any, I couldn't really tell of any like correlations with like, if you did this, you were more likely to do this. I didn't really see anything specific like that because I can't see your messages.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is like I don't think I saw a huge jump in recruiting for our team. But that doesn't mean that we're not on the right track, because I think we really have to take into account that we've been doing this for 6 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times there is that 30-day or 60-day or 90-day lag where if we continue to do these things, that's when we're going to see that exponential growth is later. So we can't be hard on ourselves if like the recruiting and the numbers didn't happen, because that doesn't mean it's not right around the corner for us, you know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Success Club too.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches struggle with Success Club and hitting it right away. But it's just like all these people that you're talking to every day, they're going to come around. And in a couple months, you're going to hit Success Club easily because you would have talked to these people. A lot of times my Success Club points come from people I talked to 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Just staying consistent with it and planting those seeds. And it will come, like she said.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't think like, okay, we're done now. We did our training. Wait for another push group. Like, keep implementing all of this just at the same, if not more, because now you have more confidence, more skill. You know what's working. You know you're getting used to rejection, so it's not as big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll get to diamond, and beyond, and again and again, and it does get easier. But yeah, and I really liked like Eileen was even pushing me. Like, I've been like kind of in a rut, and it's been cool to watch like you guys be so excited and then being like, okay, so what are you doing? Like, where are you at? Why aren't you? You know what I mean? So I think that's been really, really awesome too, to realize like it really is not rocket science. Like being, a coach, a successful coach, it's just doing the basics over and over and over again and consistently throughout time. So yeah, I thought that was awesome. What else did I say we were going to say?
What we wish we had known sooner, but I think first we should open it up to them and ask them like what they've learned or one of their biggest takeaways or something.
Good idea. So what's the biggest thing you learned, or biggest aha moment, or one takeaway, if you can sum it up?
Or a challenge that stretched you or pushed you or, kind of took you out of your comfort zone, but you're glad you did it, something like that.
I was really excited to make my own What is Coaching video. Like, I was super, super stoked about that. I had so much fun doing it. And I think it's really going to be awesome when I redo it with the music turned way down. Mm-hmm. And I can really share it with like potential coaches. So I was really excited about that.
Have you given that out to people?
I've given it to a couple people, and I told them, I said, it's not the way I want it, but I want you to see it anyway. And they looked at it and they liked it.
They did like it. Good. Yeah. Did they have questions after that? Did they follow up with questions, or did they just say, thanks, that's everything I needed?
Yeah, that was kind of it. Like a lot of it, the people that I did share it with were people that I've already been talking to about coaching anyway. They already kind of knew like, what it was about, but I just wanted to give it to them so they could see it like all together, I guess. Mm-hmm. So they're still, contemplating it. And one of them just wants to get through a full program first before she does it. And so.
Cool.
Awesome. That's great. I loved it. I thought it was so good.
Thank you.
Ashley?
The hardest one for me, I think, was the Shakeology one, because I don't like doing videos and I get word vomit. I plan everything all ahead of time and I know what I'm going to talk about, and then it just but I got a lot of good feedback from it when I posted it on my timeline, and I got a lot of messages from it, so I guess it was good. I would like to redo it with a little bit less genius, but that was pretty good.
Did you make any sales from that video after you got messages and everything?
I sold a couple of the samples.
Oh, good.
But no monthly
samples, as in a week supply, or?
Yep.
Oh, good. Awesome.
I think too, Ashley, like, to you, you're like seeing all this imperfection, but people like love seeing us in our element, or like, just being ourselves, and that's you. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
did it, and then like I was like, well, whatever, I'm not doing it again. So I posted it, and then like the next day I watched it, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is now.
I think we all do that though.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody likes watching themselves.
oh yeah. So can I say something that I just thought of? My first year at Summit, we had John Maxwell come speak. I think it was my first year. It might have been my second year. And he was talking about how the first time he was a motivational speaker, and like that's his like lifelong calling, right? He does it all the time. He sucked at it, basically. Like he was telling us how bad it was. And then he's like, but guys, like everything you do the first time, you're not good at it the first time you do it. That's why we keep doing things. And so, yeah, the first time you make a webinar, it's going to be rough, like it should be. If you're normal, it's not going to turn out the way you wanted it to that first time. And that's why we keep trying it. That's why we keep recording. That's why there's take 2 and take 3 and take 4 until you get it right to where you feel like you can, be confident about it. Doesn't mean it has to be perfect. And I think a lot of times, like when it's not perfect, then these other people who are watching are like, okay, I get what she's saying, and I could make a movie like this, and maybe I could even make it better. Like there's nothing wrong with not having a perfect video, because then it shows that you're a normal person and they can do it too.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who else? Eileen?
Really, I don't know if I can like pinpoint one specific thing. Just the group in general has super motivated me and just showed me that, I don't know, like it's hard to explain. Just the past like 3 or 4 weeks has been like huge for me. And I think it kind of started, I guess, when I posted the Shakeology video and the What is Coaching call video that I made with Ashley and Rebecca and the other Rebecca. I noticed that there's not one specific right way to do this, and that there are people who respond to my typed out posts that don't respond to my video posts.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. And I realized that if I only stick to my comfort zone, that's doing typed out posts and not messaging people or not posting videos, those are the only people that I'm going to reach. And since kind of getting over that and not wanting to message people about coaching, and because I've definitely fallen, to the, I'm messaging people. And it'd be like my sister-in-law, like who cares if I look stupid? It's my sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. And when I really started messaging people and posted more videos, like on my little YouTube channel or whatever, and then sharing them to Facebook, I noticed that I was getting more people asking me questions, and I've definitely seen the benefit in the business side from that, and it makes it easier. It just has made it easier to be more vulnerable, I guess.
Good. What about you, Deanna? I just love making you talk on these.
The transformation post was the one that helped me the most to change. I noticed that the more raw and more honest of like my actual personal story, the more people start getting involved in my life and wanting to know more about what I'm doing and everything. So that was my aha moment, I guess, to be more open to everything.
I remember it. That was awesome. And, I was just in a 4-week recruiting group, and he made us post our story every Tuesday and every Thursday. It was brutal. Every Transformation Tuesday, every single week, talking about something a little bit different. Like 1 week emotional, 1 week physical, 1 week financial, and then Throwback Thursday every single week.
Wow.
For 4 weeks. And it gave me so much momentum. I wish I was still doing that. But
I
honestly,
wondered about
it's what?
I wondered about that. I was like, how awesome is she? Like, heck yeah, I could never do that. And she's
for
got
4
all
weeks.
these cool stories.
No, but it was like it really opened up my mind to sharing more of my story. And he talked about being as confident, except he didn't use the word confident. He used the word, I might have to pull it up, as confident as a rock star, but as humble as a homeless person. So sharing your story so much, like with the intent that everyone cares. Everyone cares about me. Like everyone wants to know my story and where I was 5 Saturdays ago, but as humble as a homeless person, as in, yeah, you can do this too. I did this. You can do this too. And so I think that balance of being confident enough to share our story as many times as we can and with as many different flips and flops as we can, but then, come back with that humility where we can help other people along the way. It's not just about us. We have to know that.
What was the difference between your Transformation Tuesday and your Throwback Thursday? Like, were they
I'm trying to remember if he had anything different. I think Transformation Tuesday usually had a really specific call to action, and a Throwback Thursday was more of a casual.
Was your Transformation Tuesday more of like before and after pictures, and then Throwback Thursday was just kind of talking about?
Sometimes, but not necessarily. We did it so much that it was like, do whatever you can. And there was even one girl on there who her Transformation Tuesday was talking about how she used to be a Taco Bell addict. And like she used to go to Taco Bell, whatever, so often, and now what her meals are now. And so that was the difference between something just so big as your whole life story or your whole physical transformation as just taking one little habit and just talking so much about how that one habit has changed your life.
That's good. That's really good. And Kirsty, you have had like so many I feel like you've had so many new coaches.
Yeah. Well, I think I recruited 3 that month, which is kind of my average. So I was hoping for more, but I'm hoping that if I continue this, and I've been totally slacking because it was stretched, like it really stretched me to be able to do that. But I need to do better because I definitely had more momentum back then. The other thing that he had us do was every single person who liked and commented on any of those posts, we reached out to them right away and said, thanks for your support. Thanks for liking my post. It really means a lot to me. And then, how are you doing on your journey, and really connecting with them in that way from each and every one of those posts. And we did a call to action every Sunday night, which I usually did Monday night. But I mean, coaching. What is coaching? Something about coaching.
Yeah. So do you guys want to share maybe,
I'm not talking to you.
I don't know, like something you don't understand or you want further explanation on with the trainings and the challenges, or some, how do I word that, Kirsty? Or just like we said struggle already, but I don't feel like you guys really, with getting to Diamond, or just.
Yeah, how about everyone just say what their biggest challenge has been, or something that they're trying to push through that they would love some guidance with, or, what they're stumbling with, I guess, like what's kind of in your way right now.
Perfect. Nailed it.
By the way, Deanna has mad graphic design skills. Thank you so much.
Yeah, did you post did you get your...
What are you guys talking about?
So did you see the Super Mom poster that Lisa's team? Yeah, Sarah. That Lisa posted a few days ago at the end of the week.
Deanna made like us as superheroes.
Oh yes, I did see that.
It's amazing.
It's so awesome.
My
I
team
did-
all turned in their pictures, and she made one for our team too, which I just posted if you wanted to look.
Deanna, I didn't know you were so talented with graphic design.
So amazing.
That's so awesome.
Could be your side business, like for Beachbody coaches.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be putting her to work more often.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so is it this one? Well,
Oh
you
my
can't.
word.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
You guys, you left me out.
Well, we did our own. You got to do it with your team.
Oh, wait, so you got together and took this?
No, we all did our
So
own.
Lisa's team turned in their pictures to Deanna, and then my team turned in our pictures to Deanna. And then she whizzed it all together.
How'd you get those tank tops on them?
Right? I'm pretty sure I was wearing a white tank top, and she just said to wear white or blue, and then take a
Did you do
picture.
it in Photoshop, Deanna?
Oh, that is awesome.
I use a GIMP program to do it.
Do you really? I did something in Photoshop the other day for our May challenge group, and it was something so tiny as putting like a Shakeology shaker cup next to I can't even remember. What was his name, Ashley?
Olaf.
Yeah,
Olaf?
next to Olaf. Yes, our melts
Olaf.
away May.
We're
Is
watching
Olaf
Frozen
on the
right
beach,
now.
and I put a Shakeology shaker cup next to him. It took me like an hour and a half to get that right, and I'm a stinking photographer. I use Photoshop all the time, and it took me forever to get that shaker cup right. So that's awesome. I've never even heard of that, to do it in GIMP.
Okay.
Turned out so good.
Yeah, I used to use
Awesome,
Photoshop, but
Dean.
there's like so much more features.
What?
There's what? What, Deanna?
Sorry, my internet's cutting out. I'm
Oh.
not hearing anything that didn't be said.
You said something about Photoshop?
I said that there was that there's more features and stuff that because I used to use Photoshop, but now I use GIMP because it's a lot more easier for me to use.
Yeah,
And I don't have
Photoshop's
to purchase all
confusing.
kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Kirsty, real quick, did you say you did a call to action on both Tuesday and Thursday?
Yeah. And Monday.
Like, what's an example? Like, if you're doing 3 different call to actions a week, like, how did you do it without being super repetitive? Or, like, did you feel like you were totally over?
I did, actually. I felt like I was oversharing. And then he had a guest speaker one week, and it was Alexa Gets Fit from Instagram. I can't remember what her last name is. And she talked about how she did the same thing. And then they talked about the statistics of how many people are actually looking at each and every single one of your posts. And it just opened my eyes to, okay, like I'm seeing all my posts, and I'm assuming that all my followers are seeing it, but they're not. So they're seeing, let's say 10% of my posts. Hopefully they're seeing one of them every week. And then just the way we kind of twisted things. So, one was about coaching, and it was just a call to action could be as simple as, let me know if you're looking for something, it could be a let me know. It could be, and then he also talked about doing like this process, especially with a transformation with the girl on the left was blank, blank, and blank. And then the girl on the right is blank, blank, and blank. And then you talk about what kind of bridged the gap. So what you did. And then you say like, I can show you a step-by-step process to help you get where you want to be. And then that could be a bigger call to action, like to join our next group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of like formula that you were just saying, Kirsty, really helped me do like Transformation Tuesdays and my Throwback Thursdays.
Uh-huh.
Those I got a lot of comments and a lot of likes.
Yeah, I think sometimes we think that just sharing our story is enough, but then people just kind of post, wow, that's awesome, go you look great, and they don't realize that it's actually an invitation.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I mean, we
Yeah.
want those comments still, but you also want it to get you somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other barriers or something you need guidance with in pursuing this business and recruiting in Diamond?
I just seem to have a hard time keeping coaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's
Not
normal
alone,
too. So normal. Like if I really thought that when I hit Emerald that my 2 coaches were going to be my first 2 Emeralds and that they would probably be my first 2 Diamonds. Like it doesn't happen that way. We think it does, but it doesn't. That's why we have to continually be recruiting, you know, and just be aware of the statistic. Like 1 in 10 is going to work the business. Probably 2 in 10 are going to end up quitting. That's just at the least.
My first year as a coach, none of those coaches are still with me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Sarah, did you, like, in the week where we talked about getting coaches starting right, that video, do you remember that one?
Not right off the top of my head, but the coaches that I've been losing are discount coaches. They're just like unmotivated to begin with. Like they just don't want to work out. They just want it to happen magically. Like they want the weight to come off. Just, oh, I bought the program, so how come I'm not losing weight? They just don't stick to stuff. And their sisters, so I had one and then one quit and then I got the other one and then she quit. Like they were both only coaches for like a month. They got their first month of Shakeology. They're like, this isn't for me. And then they quit. So they basically just signed on just for the discount and then decided they didn't want to do it because they weren't motivated to work out.
Yeah. Sometimes people do think it's like some magic shake. I mean, it is, but they think it's like, that's all you have to do is just drink this and you're going to lose 30 pounds in a month.
Yeah. They don't want to put the work into it.
Yeah.
Tell them to go get an It Works wrap.
There you go.
Think of it as a numbers game. Like you, 1 out of like she said, like 1 out of 10 is gonna do anything. So you just have to keep recruiting and keep finding new coaches, and especially discount coaches. I never count on them because they're discount coaches. They go in and out all the time, or you know what I mean. So just keep finding new people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in a way saying that 1 or 2 coaches canceled is kind of like saying I may have 1 or 2 new coaches signing up. Does that make sense? Like not counting on that 1 or 2 people who they've said might. There's always going to be 1 or 2 people falling off all the time. You have to kind of assume that that's going to happen.
Right.
You know, and giving yourself that buffer. Like once I got to Diamond, it was all about getting to Diamond again so that there's 2 Emeralds on each side and 8 coaches on each side, you know, so that you have that buffer, because you have to assume that people will be canceling and falling in and out of activity as well too.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's what I would have told myself.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do that. And I did believe that everyone, like I was like, no, all these coaches are amazing.
Right.
They're going to be rock stars. And I would even have working coaches. Like I had a working coach who hit Success Club 8 her first month. I'm like, she's my first Diamond. Be awesome. You know, and then she quit completely. Like it's been months. She went discount for a while, but now she completely quit. And you know, first you blame yourself or you feel like you're failing.
Yeah.
And it's important, I think, to evaluate if it's a working coach, now not a discount coach. If it's a working coach, it is important to evaluate. Did I give them the tools I could have? Did I let them know? Did I check in? But at some point, you can be doing too much, or you can be really trying to pull these like really heavy, you know, they're weighing you down and it's preventing you from recruiting the rock stars and finding them.
Yeah.
But I did have a really hard time with that. And I got so excited to be Diamond. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go 2-star, that I was like so wrapped up in like, I didn't know that it was normal that people are going to quit and go inactive all the time.
Yeah. I think that's what it was for me. I just felt like, what did I do wrong? Like, but it wasn't me, it was them.
Yeah.
Even discount coaches, it does feel that way, because you're like, maybe I'm just like not checking in enough, or do they just feel like, you know? So then I message them, and then whatever, it's just life.
Mhm.
My mom quit on me.
Aw.
Mom.
Like, how often do you guys check in with all of your coaches, even if they are discount coaches?
That's a good question. I don't bug my discount coaches. Maybe, I hope that my discount coaches are still active in my challenge groups, though. They should be. They should be more of a customer to me than a coach.
That's one mistake I made in the beginning. I treated discount coaches like regular coaches, and I let them fall off as customers and wasn't checking in with them and treating them just like a customer because they had that title coach, but really they're still a customer. So that's one thing that I would do.
Okay.
Say hi.
That's good. I honestly do. What'd you say?
Just keeping them active in the groups, and then that's going to get them staying motivated, and then they're going to want to keep doing and keep drinking their Shakeology and everything.
So what do you do if, like, Kirsty, you probably have some people that are discount coaches and they order Shakeology every month, but they're not active in your groups. Do you just let them be, or like?
Yeah, I do let them be. I might check on them, every 3 months or so and just say, hey, how you doing? How are you enjoying your shakes? Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Yeah. I do, like, I used to have a group just for my past challengers, so I'd put them all in there, and I would just post in there like every once in a while, and then every month I would send the link to the new group, and whoever wanted to request to join could. I stopped doing that because there's just too many, and so now it's like every once in a while, I used to check in with all my coaches. I tried to check in with all my coaches and all my challengers at least once a month for a long time, but now it's not that much, especially discount coaches, because
Is it not that much because you have so many and it's not feasible to continue to recruit and run your groups and then go and check in with all of those people?
Well,
Or
I
is it
definitely check in with the people. I check in with people who are active. I mean, if they're in the group and they're posting and they're working, they're doing it, I check in with them. Or maybe someone who bought a challenge pack last month and maybe they're not active, that they're not participating this month, I'll definitely check in with them. But I'm saying, like, if someone ordered a challenge pack 6 months ago and they're not on Shakeology and I've checked in with them already, like, I don't keep bugging them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's that thing where, with your coach, your working coaches and your non-working coaches and, your performing coaches, that you're going to give the coaches the time that they are putting into it. So I don't want to say the word deserve, but that's kind of what it is. Like, if they're spending a lot of time on their business, they're going to get a lot of my time to help mentor them. If they're just kind of dibbling in, they're going to get my dibbling attention, and that's, you want to take it at their speed and give them the amount of attention that they're kind of deserving of at that time based on what they're putting into it and what their goals are too.
Yeah.
And that same goes for discount coaches and challengers who are all in and challengers who are just kind of half in it.
I guess, like, one of the things I've been struggling with is I've signed a good handful of coaches in the past, like, week and a half, 2 weeks. And a lot of the way that I approach talking with somebody about coaching is it's only been very recently that I've been, like, very forward about, hey, so kind of like the call that Brandy's doing tomorrow, using that little template that she posted in the TKO. I started messaging that to people, but always before, it's like, hey, I see that that they have this fitness need, and I approach them from the, hey, it's totally crazy, like, you're doing this anyways, do the discount coach, like, it gets you this discount, and kind of getting them in that way. And I've got 3 girls now that I think they all want to work the business. But how do you differentiate between, in the very beginning, who is a true discount coach and who signed up as a discount coach but has the potential and somewhat of the desire to be a real business team building working coach? Like, where do you decide, how do you decide that, basically?
I think you just like the way that they post and the way they interact, and if they're, you know, out there and putting themselves out there, I feel like that is a good sign that maybe they want to start working the business too, as opposed to a discount coach. And maybe I'm totally wrong here, but that's how I see it. Like a discount coach may not be posting or sharing or doing all those things that like a true coach, like a business builder coach would do. Does that sound?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And I should ask them.
Yeah.
I asked them if they want to do anything with it, or if they're just doing it as a discount, if they want to run their own group, if they think they want to start their own challenge group. And I just ask them. And then sometimes they're like, yeah, or sometimes they're like, no, I just want to do discount. And sometimes they're like, yeah, I want to, you know, try it out first and then see how it goes. And then maybe in the future. But I would just ask them.
Yeah.
I think you can tell a little bit too, based on how they act in your challenge group. If they're posting a lot in your challenge group, then encouraging them to post what they're posting in the group on their own personal timeline would be a great way to help them get started, you know, kind of kicking off their business because they're already comfortable doing that. And then the other thing that I've heard to do, and I should do this more, is say, you know, what kind of a coach are you? There's 1, 2, and 3. There's a discount coach. You're just here for the discount and you're not interested in sharing or selling. Number 2 would be, you know, you want the discount, you want to share with a few friends, but not really put a lot of time into it. Number 3 would be, you know, working on your power hour, potentially running your own group. And then, you know, number 4 is like, I'm all in, I want to be a top 10 coach. And so asking them, kind of saying 1 through 4, which one are you? Which one do you identify with? That kind of helps. Like Lisa was saying right off the bat, just, you know, tell me what your goals are and I'll help you run at whatever speed you want to go at.
Yeah.
And
I do some. Oh,
helps
sorry.
too.
What'd you say?
I was just saying the about me form. You guys send that in your emails, right?
But I don't send it to my discount coaches that are right off the bat discount coaches. Do you?
No, well, I send them the welcome email and I just say that it's a formality because I attach the coach policies and procedures. And so it has everything that any other coach would get. And I just say it's a formality. And then sometimes they'll fill it out and then sometimes they won't.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I had one girl recently say that she was really impressed by my email. I was like, I didn't come up with it. But she was really impressed that she would definitely think about doing it in the future. So I don't know if you will or not, but yeah.
I always try to in my challenge groups, I used to do it every month, but now I don't. I would at the end of the challenge group put something like Kirsty said, like, what are your plans for next month? Or like, tell us, you know, what you're going to do for next month. And then I would have, you know, like A, continue the same program, invite a couple friends. B, you know, do a different program. C, become a discount coach. And I'd say like comment with all that apply, because sometimes it'd be like 4 things apply. Become a discount coach so I can get Shakeology cheaper, you know. And that, honestly, that worked for a while because some people, like, I got to diamond with a few of those discount coaches. Like, they didn't know that I just never told them. And it was like their first round. And so then they were like, oh, okay. And they were loving it. And they were probably hobby coaches. They turned into hobby coaches. So.
Yeah. Cause like I found that with the three of my 5 coaches, they're like, one of them I just had like a great conversation with, and she's had her challenge pack for a while. And she does really great during the week, but then she totally falls off during the weekend. But she still has she has a good motivation on why she wants to be doing it. And she has financial motivation. She wants it to be like financial support somewhat for when she goes to PA school, and she can't hold a real job basically. And, but there was a whole lot of things that we talked about in the call that she just didn't know, just because like she didn't know about the posting things on her regular Facebook page about what she was doing, just because that's not the type of personality that she normally is. Mm-hmm. She doesn't like to draw attention to herself at all. And so for her, like, I don't think she's going to be just a regular discount coach. even though she signed up as a discount coach, I guess I'm just having a hard time finding the line between people not showing interest because they know what's expected, or they know actually what a coach does and they don't want to do it, or because they seem like they're not showing interest and they really just don't know the difference, kind of a thing. You know, like I don't want to push somebody and make them feel uncomfortable once they become a discount coach, like, oh, here now I'm a discount coach and all she wants me to do is, you know, sell this. But then I also don't want to not present the opportunity and the information to everybody in the event that they really don't understand. Because I found that some way has been true with these 3 girls in some way or form a little bit different, that they just honestly had no clue about certain things.
Do you have your own team page, Eileen?
Yes.
Okay, and then do you just post the same thing on your page and you can see who completed?
So when we went to do the team name thing, I created my own team page. So I have my secret team page that's just my coaches, and then I think like you and Lisa and Rebecca and Ashley.
Oh, uh-huh.
I've got that. But then I also have I created a like page, and I created a like page first, and I haven't done a whole lot with the like page, just because after figuring out some of the statistical things with how successful or unsuccessful like pages can be when you're not pouring money into them, I just kind of decided I don't really have the time right now, and I don't really want to pour myself into building this crazy like page that literally gets no views at this point in my business. So, but I try to post whatever I post on my main Facebook page. If it does not have to do directly with my kids, I make it a public post, even though I have a private Facebook, or like a friends only Facebook page, if that makes sense. And then I started to post things in my secret coach group.
Okay, so with your secret coach group, are you doing training posts? Because that's what I would suggest doing, so that all your coaches are seeing those. It's more of training and guiding your team, and then you'll be able to know by how they're interacting to your posts, like if they're responding, if they're like, yeah, I just watched it, if they're not, looking at the training material. And so that's how I really honestly gauge what my coaches want out of this, is what they're putting into it.
So like, it's funny you say that, because like Rebecca and I just had this conversation today about coach training, and the 21-day TKO training that kind of comes standard as a suggestion in the coach welcome email. I am planning on creating a coaching welcome to coaching basics little training. Yeah. And actually going through that with these 3 coaches that I've been talking about, and to kind of help keep them accountable and have them ask questions and kind of run it, not necessarily like a push to any specific rank, but run it for 21 days alongside with each of them are doing the 21-day fix. So each day is a different, say day 1, we all do the day 1 stuff. And then at the end of the day, if anybody has questions or any takeaways, and then day 2, and so on and so forth. So, but that, like, so are you saying you would do something like that, but just on the regular full-on group page, so everybody who's in it could see what's going on?
Only your coaches are in that group.
Yeah.
For all your coaches. Yeah.
So just each day do a training post. So not create a specific group, so not create a different group for the Back to Basics training.
Yeah, sometimes I'll say who would be interested in a Coach Basics group, and if you have the majority of them will be, I would just host it in that group. In the beginning, that's how I ran it a lot. But then later, you know, we've got 50 people in our group. So my Coach Basics groups would be run outside of my main Coach Squad group in a separate group.
Yeah, because like, and I think and now two of my coaches, like one of them is my sister-in-law, and I know for a fact she is just straight discount. And she's even said like she's not going to order Shakeology every month. So I told her, I was like, well, whatever months you're going to go inactive, I'm going to order your 50 PV worth of something so you stay active.
Yeah.
And the other husband. So like I don't have them in my group, but I have my 3 legit coaches.
Yeah, I would have them do it together for sure.
Family. And I've mentioned doing it together, and I've had 2 of them even ask me about doing the 7-day clean eating groups. And individually, they're all really like scared. Like, how many am I supposed to have? Am I, you know, I'm not ready to do this. And I had suggested doing 1 7-day clean eating group and all of them doing it
Together.
Like, all of us doing it together, basically.
Yeah.
And that made it a little bit less intimidating for 2 of the 3.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And you can divide up the days, and everyone knows they're responsible to invite people, and then, you know, for their assigned day.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Long story long.
What?
You said very long story
Oh.
long.
Long story long. All right, other challenges or struggles? Hurdles? Should Lisa and I say what we wish we had known?
Yeah. I'd love to know.
So I think for me, what I wish I had known, and I'm like still working through it, and it's kind of a recent acknowledgement. I've been reading the 10X rule, and it has just like literally opened up my eyes. So he talks about the biggest mistake that we make when setting goals is that we set them too low. And even after he said that, I'm like, that's not true. The biggest mistake with setting goals is that they're just not happening. Like, that's my take on it, you know? And then I hear that and I'm like, okay, wait, let me just think about this for a second, and let's just pretend he's right and I'm wrong. If that's the case, then, and I'm setting my goals too low, let me think about the evidence of this for a minute. So my first goal of Diamond, right? You know how many coaches you need, and you know how many emeralds you need. So you're working with 2 coaches to get to Emerald, and you're looking for as many discount coaches as you can, right? That's kind of your main goal when you shoot for Diamond, right? So then my next goal was 2-star, and this has been my goal literally for like 3 years now for Summit. It was 2-star. Well, here's my action plan to be a 2-star coach. I'm working with 2 coaches to get to Diamond. That is wrong. That is wrong. And I just realized that that is wrong. My goal should be 5 or 10-star, because then I'm working with 10 coaches to get to Diamond, not just 2, because I only need 2 to get to 2-star, right? But if my goal is 10-star, I'm going to be working side by side really closely with 10 coaches. And I'm going to be searching for these coaches that I know have potential to be amazing rock star coaches, not coaches who might make great discount coaches. So I like realized there was just this big aha moment there that I am setting my goals too low, and I have the wrong mindset with my goals, because I'm settling because I don't want to fail anymore. Like, I don't want to fail anymore. I want to reach my goals. So why would I want to say my goal is 10-star when that's so out of my reach? But when I'm changing my mindset and really focus on helping more people, that's going to naturally happen. And then really just having that mindset that if I'm helping other people reach their goals, truly, like, that's more important to me than myself, then my goals are going to happen too.
That's really good, Kirsty.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually does, I'm going to say what I truly would have told myself, because it's not just that people are going to go inactive. And I would have told myself, Ashley and Eileen, you really need to hear this. That personal development is so important. It is so
That's
important.
what I was going to say.
Darn. Okay, go ahead, Lisa. You just take it away.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because I was
Oh my
so
gosh.
like, I did really well out of the gate. I have no idea why. I really don't. And that sucks because I can't really tell my coaches what I did. You know what I mean? Anyway, I like hit Success Club 14 my first month. I became a success starter. Like, so I was self-sufficient in my mind. Like, I didn't need personal development because I was rocking. And I just didn't really I didn't really understand it. I didn't really understand why it was so important. And you know, I was like kind of doing, you know, a little bit of personal development, like reading Jesus Calling, which is like this big. Anyway, things like that, but like not at all like leadership and stuff. Plus I did have my master's in organizational leadership, right? So I'm thinking, I'm fine. I don't need it. Well, that was like 5 years ago, and I don't remember any of it. So I just really didn't think that I needed it. And it took a long time. And every top leader just always said that all the time. And it took me way too long to pick up a book and actually read it, or like pick a real, like stick with like a real leadership author, you know, and like listen to them all the way. And I still struggle with it, but I'm doing it. I'm determined. And I bought you guys a book and I send it to you, and it's audio because I'm like, I don't want them to make that same mistake. Like, I don't want them to be a year from now, you know, like you could be at 5-star, but you're only whatever because you didn't listen to personal development. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. I was kind of just going to say basically the same thing, personal development, because there's going to be ups and downs in this business. And there's times, and I still struggle with this, where people are going to say things. And I think Kirsty talked about this earlier, but people are going to say things, or people are going to talk about Beachbody and put it down. And you're going to kind of retreat a little bit. I know that's what I do. And I kind of don't do as much. I'll be like all into it, and then I get one comment, and then I'm like, oh, and I go in my little shell, and then I don't want to post for like a few days. But you have to, I'm not a cusser, but you have to degaff it, which means don't give an F of what people think. So, and personal development has really helped me, like, and if I notice, like if I go a few days without reading it, those comments will start to get to me still. So, and then I pick up a book, or I read. I don't read, so I listen. And then I'm like, yeah, who cares what these people think? And then I get back on it, and I'm like back on my game. Yeah. So, because those people's opinions don't pay our bills. And no matter what you do, people are going to have something to say about it. But if they're not talking about you, you're not important. So there you go. So yeah, I totally agree with the personal development and just not caring what people think and all that kind of good stuff. But I have to go because I have to get my daughter to bed and I have no help tonight. So I hate to do this, but I'm going to say goodbye to you ladies.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye, Lisa.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye. That's awesome. I agree. I concur.
What's your favorite personal development, Kirsty?
10X rule right now. I'm getting through it and I'm loving it. Like every day I'm like, oh, everyone needs to hear this. It's been my favorite so far.
You finished that last one.
No. She said vulnerable too much. I just can't. I don't know.
I got to like chapter 3 and I'm like done. I can't read this anymore.
I liked it. I got some,
What book are you talking about?
Daring Greatly. I really, really liked parts of it. And it actually helped me heal, Sarah, that weekend when we were together. I was going through something really rough and just like had something that was just, maybe I should just okay, so I had a really, really successful coach cancel. And this was a coach who was a really good friend of mine. We grew up together. She wanted to be my next diamond. And that's the thing, like, you can't just say, this is my next diamond. You've got to have all of them like that. we were working on blog planning together, and she just one day up and quit, and she never messaged me before or after or since, and it had been like 4 months, and it was just like weighing on me, and I was taking it personal because she's my friend, you know, and I want friendships to be more important than business. And I just wanted to know why, and I was, of course, internalizing everything. And so Sarah and I were away for the weekend together, and she had earned this trip, and so it was kind of a business trip, but it was also just a fun trip, you know, for us to do together. And I just like told her everything, and she was like, it's not you. But even hearing someone say that, like, it's sometimes just not enough. It's like when you're upset and someone's like, calm down. Okay, now I'm calm instantly. Like, you have to go through this process. And so I read the chapter, and gosh, I don't even remember what it was now. I think it was just something about the people who are in your stadium will be there for you to support you no matter what. And the people who are not in your stadium, like, it doesn't matter what they're going to say or what they do or what they choose to do, that doesn't affect you. And so after talking to Sarah and after thinking it over, and she also, I decided to reach out to her and say, I need to know, like, this is messing with my mind and I need to know. And she responded really kindly, and she just said, I'm pregnant and I was really busy, and my kids kept getting sick. It literally was not me. And I just needed to hear that. And I needed, anyway, so there was one specific chapter that like helped me to kind of get over this. And then I like set the book down, and I was like, okay, I got what I needed out of this book. And that's so wrong. That's not what successful people do. So I don't know why, but it was
I've done that.
It was the audio on tape, and she said vulnerable like 15 times, and it reminded me of The Bachelorette, and I'm like, I can't.
Which it is starting like
that
next
word,
Monday.
right? Vulnerable. They say that so much on The Bachelorette. Just be vulnerable. Ugh. Puke.
I have done that. Like, eat that. Okay, Eileen, some good ones, but I have to confess that I haven't actually read the entire book. Eat That Frog, really good, but I didn't read the whole book. I got it after like half the book. I was like, I get it. Maybe
Did
I
you talk about that one of the training videos? Was it with Sarah Gobb, and they talked about that book, I think.
Yeah, they talk about Eat That Frog. That one's good. The Compound Effect, that's the one I sent you, Eileen. I just think that it opened my eyes to the longevity of this business in a way that I can't just say to you. Like, it's so good. And then Entrepreneur Roller Coaster is not one that I ever hear recommended, but it's also by Darren Hardy. And that helped me a ton with losing coaches and people going inactive. I still have it. It's a hard book that I have. And I just go back and like, it is really helpful because it's like, oh, it's a roller coaster. It's good.
Which book is that? Was that Compound Effect?
No, Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster, but it is by Darren Hardy.
Okay.
And then I think I sent Ashley You Are a Badass, which I'm still reading that. But I'm liking it so far. I'm like in chapter, she's a little, I'm not sure.
Crude, I've heard.
Crude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so am I.
Right. I was like, Ashley will be fine with it.
Really straightforward.
Very straightforward. And she's just a little, like she cusses a lot in it and stuff. So you can't be bothered by that and stuff. But I'm enjoying it a lot. And then I want us all to read the 10X rule. I think that'd be fun. Like after we get like one under our belt, if we all, like my whole team, I want us all to read it. Anyway, but there's so many. John Maxwell, it's like anything from him. Like
he hurts my feelings.
He hurts your feelings?
Yeah, but it's like probably the reality check that I need. I remember listening to it in the bath one day, and it was like leadership. Like, if your people suck, it's your fault. Like, that's not his words, but and I was like, no, it's not. So I stopped reading it.
Well, the 15 irrefutable laws. He's good. He's a good toilet reader. Like, he has his little books, and I'll just be like, what can I learn today?
Yeah.
Is that too crude? Maybe I should write a book.
Gotta have a toilet book. My phone is my toilet book lately. Like, if I have to go to the bathroom without my phone, it's like, oh, where's my phone?
Like, what did people ever do before there was a cell phone?
I know, right?
Well, guys, I just got a smartphone a year and a half ago. What did I do?
And you decided no iPhone, huh?
Just for now. I'm going to get one because I have a Mac.
Are you sure?
Slippery slope.
What? Yeah, I'm going to get one. I like my Samsung. And the reason that I have to get this iPhone is because of my computer, and also because my current Samsung, the charger doesn't work. And so it's like it's always dying. And that it's nothing to do with the phone. It's my kids messed it up or whatever. So, and then also I only have 16 megabytes or whatever, and I need like 128.
I don't think the iPhone's going to help with that, though, right?
Oh,
Well,
okay, so I just got my new iPhone. I had the 4S, and I only had 16 gigabytes. And I went up to the 6S, and I have 64 gigabytes now. And
Yeah, I'm going to get the 64.
That's what I got too.
You have an iPhone?
Yeah.
See, everyone says, well, see, and that's the thing, I guess my Samsung S5, it came with 16. Everybody claims that it's standard to come with like 32. I'm like, well,
But you can put a chip in it. I think that's what the difference is.
how much does a chip cost? Maybe I'll go do that.
I have no idea.
Anyway.
Ask my husband. I don't know, but I haven't put all my pictures and videos on there, and then it's not bogging down my phone. So I take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, that's smart. I have to delete stuff like every day. And if I want a new app, I have to go delete some.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
That's where you should get an iPhone.
What do you have, Ashley?
I have an iPhone. I think both of mine are 16.
Both of mine, Ashley.
Well, also my, I'm on AT&T like family plan. And so I had to take into account like this whole Next program. And I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. So we might even just switch providers altogether. I don't know. I haven't decided.
AT&T is terrible. At least here it is.
They're good here and in Auburn. I mean, the service, like people have other providers and they don't get service.
Yeah.
So that's my nervous thing. But
When I get my own phone, I'm going to get whatever the biggest one is. But since they're both business phones, there's really not much I can do about it.
the 7 comes out this September. So I'm hoping the 6 will be cheaper.
Smart.
Well, any final thoughts?
Oh, yes. Okay, so does this group technically, for like the recruiting side, does it end Wednesday night or Thursday night?
Wednesday night.
Okay, so anything to count that happened during the Push to Diamond group has to happen before basically 12 a.m.
PM. Yeah, or yeah, it's like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
11 p.m. your time.
Oh, 11 p.m. my time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That extra hour is just going to get you, isn't it? All your coaches are going to sign up at
11:02.
So how close are you? How close is everyone?
I'm at 5 coaches right now.
And do you have plans for Emeralds?
I talked to one of my girls tonight about it, and she is really hoping to get her mom and her sister, but that will not happen before Wednesday. She's just not in that place. Like, yeah. I might sign several more coaches before Wednesday.
Eileen's just trying to win the last week or the final prize.
What is that number of new coaches?
Since
Well,
you started.
honestly, like, it's not even just about getting that. It's originally my goal was to hit Success Club this month, period.
Yeah.
Then I got to Success Club 4 within the first few days of the month. And then I was like, I'm going to totally slack if I keep that as my goal. So then it was like, well, I want to hit Success Club 10. Well, now I'm at Success Club 8 and it's only the 16th of the month. So I feel like if I don't change my goal,
Yeah.
I'm going to slack off for the rest of the month. And like, I had no idea that once you hit Success Club 10, that Beachbody throws all these free Shakeout leads at you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until Rebecca said that the other day. So now I'm like, I have to hit 10, mainly because I signed my husband up. So now I've got 2 coaching fees, 2 Shakeology orders to pay for.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need the Shakeology, but so it's more so now like to hit my Success Club goals than it is to
And money.
Yeah.
and money. Because that is like, I mean, that's a big, changer.
Yeah, I feel like those kinds of goals are important to set, even above rank, because a lot of times you have more control over that, as well as seeing those little milestones along the way. It's important fuel for the fire.
Yeah. And like, I mean, it would, for me, like when it came to recruiting coaches, it was a lot about rank to become emerald, because I needed the financial team cycle bonus and the things that come with being emerald. But then now that I'm emerald, it's less about, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a lot about I want to become diamond, but it's more about hitting Success Club every single month and helping people out.
Yeah.
And financially being able to make it to where I can afford to, like right now, I have to financially be able to pay for my account, my husband's account, and I have to go to Summit without a penny coming out of basically out of my husband's paycheck. And so that's really kind of my goal right now. So like, if I don't work my tail off, whether I've paid my Summit ticket or not, like I can't go if I can't afford the hotel. So I have to work out, I have to.
I think that sometimes we have to get to that point where it's like, I have to do this. This has to work for me, because it makes us work harder than if it's like, yeah, it'd be nice if I could maybe,
Yeah, and like we're going to Florida in the first week of June, and it's kind of like we spent all of the money that we had that was income tax money to buy plane tickets, and if we want to do anything while we're there, Beachbody's got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And so it's like if I want to do fun stuff with my kids, or we want to go to Orlando or whatever, I have to be able to make enough money to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm like super motivated to hit Success Club 10 this month and next month, because I need the.
Plus, you know what else happens if you hit Success Club 10 this month and next month?
I know I get that cool
Party!
Please take me as your guest if I don't hit it. I mean,
we're
I'm
both gonna hit it. You too, Sarah.
But yeah, I know. I've really been looking forward to that, because I haven't been able to dress up since prom.
Oh,
So
fun.
I'm like, I really want to dress up. And so
last year it was harder. Last year you
dress.
Yeah,
last year-
we didn't make it into any party last year.
I made it, and it was awesome because like my coach, so Kaylee, she didn't make it, and all the coaches I was with, and they were all veteran coaches, and I was like, guys. So I ended up taking my friend, and Kaylee got in somehow, like somebody had an extra ticket.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, 25. You had to get 25 successful points between the 2 months. I mean, it's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
more than it is right now, 10 and 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we didn't I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like I have I have a few little things in my pocket between now and the end of this month. Just because like I hit, let's see, for Thursday, I probably am not going to post it tomorrow, but come Thursday, I'll post a transformation thing, because I officially now am smaller. I'm officially now the same size I was my sophomore year in high school. And like, that's massive. Yeah, I fit into my size 10 pants yesterday, which is a gigantic deal, which that was my goal for just the month of May to begin with, before the end of the month. And so I need to do that.
That is super exciting.
I need to post about that.
That's awesome.
So
All right. Well, I have work. I got work to do. I did not get my power hour done yet because I had little ones at home, sickies. This is my go time.
All right.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
It's Central people's bedtime.
Yeah. So super late your time. Sarah,
Yeah,
what's up, girl?
I'm tired.
You look tired. You've probably been running.
I have been. I'm tired. The weather was not good. Like I'm getting frustrated and discouraged.
No.
Don't be discouraged. You have so much ahead of you. And new goal, June, what is it?
24th, I think.
24th for our medals for Summit. So whatever rank you are, June 24th, you're going to get a medal around your neck. Or is it just diamond and above?
I don't know. Do we get a medal if we go 1 star before? But like, don't we? Isn't
Yeah,
it 2
that's your
stars?
rank. Yeah, on that date.
Even if we're not solidified.
I think that's the qual start date.
Oh, that's cool.
So what does that mean? Like when I hear like on the calls like qualifying or what does that mean?
Means they've got 6 weeks technically to hold that rank. So once you're diamond, but when you do hold it for 6 weeks, then you're a lifetime diamond, which means if one of your people falls off, you're diamond again that next week. Otherwise, you've got to go through 5-6 weeks of qualification status again. So when you're working on getting your coaches to diamond and they hit diamond, you're a 1-star qualifying. And after 6 weeks of holding their diamond rank, you holding your 1-star rank, then you're a lifetime, you're a 1-star. If something happens and you lose a coach or someone falls off, you lose that rank, for your pay and your team cycle bonuses until it happens again. You don't have to qualify again. It just, you're 1-star again that next business cycle week. Does that make sense? So it's mostly for pay stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like, for example, Eileen, if you go diamond today, or, this week, then and then 3 weeks later you lose it. Like one of your coaches went inactive, then for you, it's not that big of a deal because, we'll just start over. You'll just get diamond as soon as it comes. But for me, like I would have been in that qualification period. And so if we didn't make it 6 weeks, then I have to start over with qualification.
Okay.
Right, Kirsty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why you just want lots of buffers.
Yeah.
Well, I think my goal right now, instead of just having 8 coaches, 2 of emeralds, my goal is 16 coaches, 4 emeralds.
Yeah.
So it gives me like really diamond on each leg
Mm-hmm.
in a way. So, okay. So that answers that.
Night.
Awesome. Thanks.
I'll talk to you more about Summit, Eileen, later.
Okay, yeah. And you better send out invites, girl, because I'm beating you.
Hello.
Night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.